Let's go. It's Big Frank in the morning. Jay Cherie keeping it going. We got them hot topics, local news, and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air. Dark Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it here. Hey.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You're locked into Big Frank in the morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever this may find you in the world, in the universe. What it is, what's up, what's happening, how you living, how you breathing, how you moving, how you shaking, how you baking. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
I went to the store.
And I helped. Old school commercial.
I went to the store and I bought some bamboo chicken. He was like, yeah, the hood, they don't know about this hood chicken. I said, well, I guess it is. Listen, how was y'all yesterday? What's going on in y'all world?
Busy. It's weird not being here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels weird. And I was like, they got I come up with all the good questions when I'm not here. And I'm kind of upset about it. But no, it was good yesterday. It was productive until the neighbors on my street decided to have a kids party at 12:30 at night. And then I couldn't get to sleep to 3:30. Then I was waking up every hour and then came here. So exhausted, but happy to be here.
Happy.
Yeah.
My yesterday was not productive at all. Nope, that's a lie. I lie. I washed my clothes. And that don't seem like a big deal, but I've been working 16 hours for the last 3 days. Jeez. I've been tired. So that happened.
Listen, I was so tired that I came in here. I've been tired for 3 days. Tired. I did this show Wednesday. And after the show, I went to lay down in the kids area. Mm-hmm. And then a client came in and was like, hey, anybody in here? Hey. He looked over the kids area. Hey, Frank, get up. I said, I could have been shot. I could have been taken out because I was out. I was sleep. But yesterday was a full day. I have a wedding to DJ today. So today's a full day. Up early in the morning, preparing for that.
That's money.
Valid, you got to put that, And I realized that, there's DJ when he's like, oh, I just play music for this event. Mm-hmm. But then there's a DJ events where he's like, as a DJ, I'm enjoying this vibe that I'm creating.
Yeah.
A DJ recently, and it was their birthday party.
But it was your birthday party.
I was behind the booth cutting up, okay?
It's like, in my mind, this is my party. Y'all just here.
Valid. So we have a wedding to go to, so I can't do it too much like that. But still, okay, we can have a good time. But it's in good spirits, man. I just, so much is on my heart, my mind, mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
Yeah.
But God got us.
Every time I see, like, Western New York, they're like, looking for a DJ. Frank. I was like, is he going, like, are they going to reach out? Or like this, or is it just gonna be like, oh, she tagged me, that's nice.
Right.
Like,
I really need to know. This is honestly, don't understand tag etiquette. If somebody says, "Hey, I'm looking for a DJ,"
and then you
tag me as the option for a DJ,
right?
Do I, the DJ, then tell them, "Hey, yo, what's up?" Or is it their responsibility to say, "Oh, this is an option. Let me go seek out this option"? Because I'd be like.
I think how it worked, or how at least they wanted to work, I guess, is that you tag somebody. Like, I thought initially that it was somebody tag you in it, and then the person hit everybody up about it. Like, oh, first one that tag, yo, what's up about it? About the DJ thing. Okay, that's not gonna work for me. Next, you know what I mean? That's how I thought it worked. I learned
that people in Buffalo are inherently lazy.
So you got to call them.
So, like, if I want the business, I'm going to reach out and be like, hey, thanks for the tag. How can I help you?
But you know what I saw recently? I just happened to me this morning. It happened before, but this morning it stuck out because I went on the page and I was looking at a video. But by default,
today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry.
All right, then.
No, because it don't work unless you move it.
They automatically send the message out. Hey,
morning,
Frank,
David.
How can I help you?
Morning, Donald.
Good morning. I can't see over there.
David. Sorry.
Good morning, David.
David
Allen, what's going on? Yeah, on the case. I got your interview. I'm gonna post it soon. But I was just like, I'll be like, all right, I've been tagged. waiting for your inbox. But hey, it's the world.
Yeah,
It's the world, Craig. The world.
I was talking to one of my friends last night, and I said everything that's keeping me in Buffalo is making me want to leave now. All the good food places are closing.
Not all of them.
Town closed.
The town did close, but
And I was like, okay, you done took Town, you done took Pano's, you done took Leonardi's, took Cecilia's, and then there's like 2 other places. I was like, all the food places that's keeping me in Buffalo makes me want to move now.
Because they hitting, but they're not apparently.
I don't even think that's what it is. Like, it's one thing when something is leaving, but it's another thing when people are done. So like the Panos thing, I was like, oh, whatever. But I had like 3 years of bad panels, so I was okay with that. You know what I mean? Like once he was done, his kids didn't want it. You know what I mean? They changed everything up, and it wasn't as good. So okay, whatever. I'm done with that. Leonardi's, that was one I missed because it was like, man, that was one of the better pizzas in the north side, the northeast side, of Buffalo. You know what I mean? But then I found another new place which they make pizza almost just as good. And I'm like, oh shoot, okay, Buffalo, come through for it. You know what I mean? And then, I've never been to Cecilia's. And
I never heard of Cecilia's.
And the town
was authentic Italian.
And the town was one of those places that I only really cared about because it never closed, and like you just walk into town, you just walk in that joint. When I was working downtown, we used to walk into town at 4:00 in the morning and just sit down. You know what I mean? So like I will miss that, because it probably won't be another place that you could just come in at any time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So, but then I feel like also now is a great time for somebody to come in and do some work a masterpiece.
But somebody has though.
It's like
they got new sub places.
Valid. They're doing their thing. Like right now, okay, if town closed, that means that it's a full kitchen.
All right.
But this is a ready set location.
Right. It's already ready.
It's set
for something. And I don't even know, and to keep it a beam with you, I don't know why the town closed because I've always seen people in the town.
Right. And that's what made it really suspicious. The fact that I was reading a news article and they said that they didn't even notify the staff.
Yeah, they just stopped.
They just shut down. Like, so y'all ain't coming in tomorrow. Like,
you gotta, because some business owner, you gotta make a hard decision.
You got tired of it.
Because you don't necessarily tell the staff all the time the details of what's going on. You just have to make sure that.
I feel like that's a responsibility, though. That's a responsibility.
Like, don't be like, I see you tomorrow, and then like, psych a boo boo.
Right.
Good morning, Darren Doc. It's like we've tried. We have stuff in place, and it just failed. We don't have it. It's done. Yeah, no, it's over.
Because that place is always bad. Like, if nothing else, I've seen people like
mafia.
Travel.
It is the mafia, but
I've seen people travel.
I had nothing else to get. All my toes is gone. All my fingers gone. You got my tongue. That's it. Here's the company. Here's the paperwork. That's wild.
I mean, it's very well could have been backed by
the great mafia,
right? So we just gonna get our business back because you owe us money.
Still,
so them chicken fingers and fries are not gonna be no longer.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy because I feel like the tower was one of those places that it had a myriad of random things for you to eat. It had the stuff that we just like because we in Buffalo, and then it had stuff that was like, this is Greek stuff. And it was like, oh, this is a nice.
What place on Ellen got tapioca pudding?
Right.
Listen, y'all, it's going down this morning. When we get back, we're gonna get the Big Girl Chronicles, Dagtown.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Another one bites the dust.
No, another one gone. All right, y'all, we'll be back. It's going down Big Girl Chronicles right here on Friday 716. Big Frank in the morning. I got you, Daniel. I'm halfway a friend. Where you at?
Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry said about us. But what does it say about them? That they'll do anything to recruit new smokers. Like using menthol flavors to make products smoother and better tasting, so they're easier to start and harder to quit. In other words, menthol is not just a flavor. It's a way for big tobacco to attract and addict us. And there's nothing just about it. Take action at notjustmenthol.org.
Get ready for the most stylish event of the season. It's the Back to School Hair and Fashion Show, bringing together fashion designers, hairstylists, barbers, braiders, MUAs, and models of all ages. Join us as I Believe Enterprises hosts an unforgettable evening that will leave you inspired and fashion forward. Get your tickets now. General admission is only $15 in advance and $20 at the door. And guess what? Kids 6 and under get in for free. But that's not all. We're also giving back to the community. School supplies donations are required upon entry, helping us support students in need. Save the date, August 12th, starting at 5 p.m. We're bringing the excitement to 3019 Niagara Street in Niagara Falls, New York. Are you a vendor looking for an incredible opportunity? Don't miss out. Vending spaces are available. For more information, call or text 708-271-0549. Mark your calendars and get ready to shine. Get your tickets, bring your donations, and join us for an unforgettable evening. Fashion, style, and community come together in one spectacular event. Back to School Hair and Fashion Show. Let's make this school year the most fashionable one yet.
We'll be back.
Yep.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You locked in the Big Frank in the morning. Big Girl Chronicles. Beautiful.
Yep.
Jay Sheree is on you.
This is what happens when you can't make it a couple of days a week. First of all, they lose your intro, then don't even understand what your tag is. That's family for you. What's good, everybody? You already know what time it is. It is Big Girl Chronicles, and on this kind of chilly Friday, outside. In here is a little warm, but no, I really want to talk about it's getting harder because it's getting ready to transition. So let me explain. I'm in the process of getting ready to move into a different location, thank God. But with that, a lot of things in my atmosphere have gotten a lot more challenging. It's gotten a little bit more tedious. It's gotten a little bit more frustrated. And even though I have, effectively been at the place where I'm like, God, I know that you're going to do it. I know things are going to work out. People were asking me like, oh my God, aren't you excited about moving? And I was just like, this situation is getting harder. So I know the transition is getting ready to come. And somebody's like, that's a word, but it's honest. It comes to the place where like, I'm honestly understanding that right before your transition point, things are at their absolute worst. And we are so spoiled sometimes as believers that we just feel like our transition should always be easy. It should be always light work because we have this belief in God. But a lot of times, when we're going through our hardest moments, we don't understand how close we really are. And we get to the place we complain. We revert back to old behaviors, and what was supposed to be your turning point ends up turning into a delayed place because you started complaining and stopped moving because it got too hard and it got too frustrating. And a lot of times we just frustrate ourselves to the point of delay because we don't understand that right before our transition point, it is the hardest point. It is the hardest situations. It could be some of the most frustrating things ever. I was having a very transparent conversation with my sisters, and I said, this season I have never wanted to cuss so much because it has been frustrating beyond understanding. It's become frustrating to the point where the frustration didn't make no sense because it was like, God, what did I do wrong? And God's like, you did nothing. You're just transitioning. And this pressure that you feel is coming from the place where you're getting ready to turn. So what are you saying? I'm saying, do not get so frustrated at the end point that you delay your process because you don't understand that you're getting ready to transition. Yes, it sounds churchy, but it's very much true. A lot of times when you are getting ready to find gold and where you're looking for precious gems, the hardest rock, you have to break through the hardest rock to get to those precious gems. So in that same concept, just break through. Do not give up at this point. Do not stop just because it is at its hardest point, because I promise you transition is around the corner because you're beautiful, you're intelligent, and you're graceful. You're big people.
Prophesy, prophet. That's on point because I was going to say the N-word. I said it anyway.
We've said it worse.
No, because it's like
I say nigga every time.
No, it definitely gets challenging, but it's maturing you and it's like really advancing you, but it's just so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like I ain't gonna hold y'all like uncomfortable.
I hear you. I'm supposed to be consecrating, and I have failed.
listen. I can snitch now. So I was put on a little consecration. I was been consecrating.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if you don't ask about my consecration, I'm not reporting my consecration. So I was not consecrating. I was concentrating on my food. I was like, you know what, God, I didn't do good today. Well, let's do today. I lost, and go ahead and keep on eating. So my accountability consecrator was like, yeah, how you doing? You consecrate? Oh, we doing all right. Like, what time you in? It was 5, and I was 2. Like, she said, "How does God doesn't work backwards? You can't retract time. You add time." I said, "Well, let's start over. Let's try again next week." So I get it. But it's but for clarity and really what God wants to do, you gotta be tapped into just, and it's like you're not trying to be deep, but it's like literally, Lord, what's the next move? If you said that my steps are ordered, and I trust that, like, what am I? I even asked, what am I doing, Lord? What is happening? Like,
that's a very real question. I kept asking God, did I miss?
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss something that this cycle kept happening?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that I missed. The stretching is greater.
Yeah.
Because I was like, did I mismanage? Did I just not do something right? Like, and it was like, no, I'm just stretching you to a greater level of faith. Can we use a different technique?
And you say that, and it's so true. And it's just like, Lord, like where I'm at right now, I don't mind going through this stretching. But I've been through this stretching before, but I did it before as an independent man.
Mm-hmm.
It was just me, Lord. I can take the loss. I can take these hits. It don't hurt nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But now here we are as a husband, father, entrepreneur. And he's like, all right, I'm about to stretch you again because I got to get something out of you. But now it's like, God, but it ain't just me now.
Right.
It's me. It's them. It's us. It's we. It's a space game.
It's 5.
Lord. It's 5.
It's 5.
Like, what am I doing?
I asked God, I was like, God, choose a struggle. Like, not trying to, like, don't let it be finances, health,
all of it,
mental space, and church niggas. Like, let it be just one at a time. Don't Job me every season. Like, just choose a struggle, Jesus.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, okay, what do I need to do? So I need to make sure I'm taking care of these things that you have before me, which means that this be the part of my own here. We're willing to let certain things go, even though it might hurt the other. Like, and I'm not talking about like physically, like, oh, it's gonna hurt me. It's just I have to. I didn't focus on this last time.
Mm-hmm.
And because I did not, here I am again now having to deal with it. And I feel like the reason why God brings it back around is because I want to bless you soon.
Right.
I want to do for you soon, but I can't do it if these things are not in alignment. Right. So I need you to get these things into alignment. But the time or the energy to align those things comes at a cost. So yeah, I got to sacrifice my TV time. Oh my Lord Jesus, I'm Jehovah. I'm watching Suits for the second time and enjoying it. But this is what I'll say. You have to talk to God to know what your sacrifices are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because if not, you'll try to make sacrifices based on somebody else's assumption or idea of what they think your sacrifices should be.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll start doing stuff like, oh, I'm doing this, and now to get out of this too. Like, I can't make my decisions to trying to please you while trying to please God.
Yeah.
Because I know what I've been called and commissioned to. Therefore, certain things I'm willing to sacrifice, which may don't make sense. But I have to focus on these areas so that when I step into that vein that He's releasing me to, it's solid. Because I'm not preaching with a broken home. I'm not saying home won't have challenges, but I'm not about to be a wonderful, wonderful hoop hollering preacher, apostolic oil in the hands of the apostolistic prophecy, whatever. And the home element is just the home ain't gonna be perfect.
Yeah,
that's just life. So miss me with all that. How can you handle the church and your house jacked up? Because
it happens.
It happens. Okay.
How come your house jacked up?
Yeah, what we working on, valid. So it's not that, but making sure that as God's servant that I'm managing my things well.
Yeah.
I'm putting energy in my health, my family, our finances to truly trust and believe by faith. You want to be a distribution center, you want to be all these things, but If you can't manage what you got,
Right.
that's what the scripture, be faithful over few, make you rule over many, comes like. I'm not telling you just be faithful. Be a good steward over what you have.
Over what you have.
So I can bless you with more. I got more for you. But you got to get the story. Now I ain't even give you a glimpse. Ain't it? I ain't mad at God. God ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Yeah. But a snippet of an experience he'll give you just to show you what it could really be like.
Yeah.
Just to take it back so you can get it together.
Yeah. That's aggravating.
Ain't that?
Like, I got a thing, right? Where I'm trying to work out of myself the thought process that I am doing something wrong, or I've missed something. Because it's just, I feel like every time something either happened to me, or every time I want something, or every time I'm thinking about what I should be doing, is always like, well, something always coming up and be like, well, maybe you'll be there if you didn't miss this, or if you wasn't being like that, or if you wasn't over here doing this at this time, you could have been doing this. You know what I mean? In this consecration, the one thing I'm learning is that, all the obedience and control I had at one point, that I don't have it as strong anymore. I don't have it as strong anymore. And we fasted a couple of weeks ago. And I made it. This is gonna sound bad. I made it through. Okay, so I made it through the fast. This consecration so far, I have not. I have been strong, and then I have failed. At moments yesterday, I totally just failed because I was at home for the first time all week, and I was just like, my wife cooked. And it is wrong. And I'm sorry, babe, because I kind of took it out on you because I was mad. And I was like, babe, why you cook all this? We supposed to be consecrating. We also have one small meal a day, and none of y'all eat. None of y'all eat leftovers. So now I'm about to eat all this food. You know what I'm saying? Just blaming, and it's wrong because I need to have self-control. You know what I mean? But it's just
the hardest.
I understood that.
The hardest response I got from God happened last night when I wasn't sleeping. And I was like, God, I'm tired of laying hands on people and they're not instantly healed. I'm tired of praying. There was a season where I was praying for someone and the cancer dried up, and I'm tired of this not happening. And God said to me, are you ready to go back to doing the things that you were doing when it manifested? And I was like, because in that point in my life,
talk to me like that?
Listen, at that point in my life, I was always consecrating. I had a fast day, during the week. I was praying every morning, first thing in the morning. I was in my word all the time. And I was just like,
I ain't gonna lie. That sounds good. Having a fast day. I would have a fast day a week. Yeah, I would do that over fasting for a certain.
Yeah, I had a fast day. It was at the time, it was Wednesdays. It was my fast day was Wednesday. I didn't eat till 6, 7 o'clock that night. I was so diligent about it, but I also didn't have everything that I had on my plate. And I was like, God was like, well, fast, pray, get back in the word like you was. And I'm just like, when am I gonna do this? The time, when you're not sleeping.
And I think those things are important for it, because that's going to feed the spirit and give the spirit the power to be bold enough to operate in that vein. Because when you have little, y'all may not like me. All my saints and friends, feel free to tap in. Because when you don't pray or fast at those elements, you begin to second guess if the power still works. And it's not the fact the power doesn't work; it's the fact of how you believe in that power. Because you haven't fed the spirit enough to operate in the strength of. But can I get the glory? Absolutely. God said usually 100%. But your confidence in God, I've been praying, I've been fasting, I've been studying. We can do whatever you want to do. Right. Versus, Lord, I whispered to you early this morning, and then I ate, and then I went to work, and then I whispered to you in the afternoon. I haven't spent any due diligence, and also making your time count.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to spend 4 hours, 6 hours. Or I've been Lord, here we are intentionally making time.
Yeah.
To talk to you, to commune with you. Let's do it. And this is the reason why he says do certain things early in the morning, because he knows, listen, blood, your day.
About to be busy.
Once you get your kick start, kick and push, because there's going to be a day for you. I'll see you tonight, maybe. The Lord say the same. But and I think that comes with even managing and disciplining. Okay, God. I ain't gonna say it out loud. Just okay, God. I'm not making no promises.
Morning, Jason.
Good morning, party people.
Keep it a beat with yourself.
No, Valley. I don't want to say nothing out loud. You'd be like, remember you said on the radio?
Right. God will be like, oh, okay.
Okay, get up. I woke you
4
up.
o'clock.
Why are you doing? That's exactly what I was about to say. 4 o'clock in the morning. This is me. Give me my time, and then I give you the rest of your day. But that's just right. When we get back, y'all getting into the question of the day.
Yes.
It's going down. 5716. Your boy Big Frank. You locked into Big Frank in the morning. It's going down. Let's go. Let's get it.
This is DMP Speaks coming to you. I am a board certified Christian counselor. I'm also a life coach. I am a family restoration specialist. I help build, rebuild, and grow your family. Maybe you're having some communication problems. Maybe you guys are just yelling and screaming and you guys are just not getting along. And if you want access to me for your 30-minute consultation call, follow me on all my social media platforms. TikTok, Facebook at DMP Speaks. And if you go to YouTube and Instagram, it's at I am DMP Speaks. Download Fire 716 and click the link.
From Back to the Future style.
TQ, I Am, the Queen I Am with Felicia Gaddis. Her story, her experience, her wisdom. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. at Fire 716 Radio. TQ I Am inspires, uplift, and transform. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Are you
Off.
Are you ready to take a trip back into time and immerse yourself in the smoothest sounds of the 90s? Well, mark your calendars for August 19th because we got something special planned just for you. Introducing the ultimate 90s R&B sing-along brunch happening at 3019 Niagara Street in Niagara Falls, New York. From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., prepare to indulge in the best of R&B while feasting on the delicious spread. We have our live DJ spinning the hottest jams. This is a brunch experience you don't want to miss. Treat your taste buds to the full brunch menu featuring mouth-watering dishes. And of course, what is brunch without a little bit of bubbly? We've got you covered with our special mimosa package. For just $25, you'll receive a ticket to the event and one mimosa to get your groove on. But if you are in the mood to keep the celebrations flowing, go for our 40-ticket option and enjoy bottomless mimosas throughout the entire event. Secure your spot today by purchasing your ticket at R&B Sing-Along Brunch at Eventbrite.com. But hurry, seats are limited and this event is selling fast. Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You're locked into Big Frank in the morning. In the room with my homegirl Jake Cherie, Dan the Dark Knight, the provider. Is going down this morning. I'm getting ready to get into the question of the day.
Yes.
And the question of the day is:
would you rather start over and know everything that you know and apply that to your life, or would you rather go back to the halfway point of your life with $1 billion?
I'm going to continue my same statement, and I'm going to go halfway point, which is what, 17.5, 17 and a half?
Yeah.
And with $1 billion and go forward. Because I just feel like if I start over with the same knowledge, it's just knowledge to have. And I don't know if I'm going to apply it as effectively. Because like I said, I will still make some dumb mistakes because I just know I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get me 15 cell phones right now because I know that next month they're gonna need them. I don't know if that's going to be, and who now what I'm getting ready to say right now is so foul and so improper. And God, I'm so sorry. I couldn't know it. I couldn't start over and know it because it'd be like, Jesus, what? I'll be there in a minute. I'm not coming right away, Lord God.
Because I know at least I'm gonna make it to
to this point. Hey, that is ridiculous. At least there. No, that's wild. What you doing?
I'll go halfway point. So that's 20. I would go half. I'm struggling because starting over means that there's a bunch of relationships I won't go into, which will be less stress.
Will be less stress.
Which will make me financially more stable.
Okay.
But at the point of 20, I can still negate
a lot of random
experiences.
No, I think that I would
still be able to preach because I went through
valid. I think I was probably still to talk to the same people, just not invest as much time with them. Gotcha. That sounds very whorish.
Right. It just sounds like you like I'm gonna get as much as I can out of you.
And then I'm just not gonna be all
get bad for me.
I'm in love and my heart is broken and shattered into pieces, and I've invested my time and energy into you. And I thought you was gonna be the one who didn't make it. We're not doing all that.
Because knowing my life now, the worst relationship I got into was when I was around 22. So 22 with $1 billion. Dating this person. I don't know. I kind of feel like it would be significantly worse. So like, because this person already stalked me post breakup. So you gonna really stalk me with $1 billion. Like
super stalker.
Really super stalker. So it's for me, it's a catch-22. I'm not quite sure, just because I would avoid at least 2 relationships, and that would be totally worth my peace. But at the same time, being 20 with $1 billion, I also feel like I'd be irresponsible and broke within about 3 years.
See, it's a complicated question for me because I didn't start going through what I would call real world issues for me until I was like 25. So like, I did have the one thing about school. I did have this school was an issue thing, like college, but like, it was a bad experience, but nothing really changed from that because I just started working and I started making money, and then God took me where I'm at now. So like to start over, I think starting over would work for me for some fact that it'll just be me starting over with the wisdom. I probably skip like a good amount of grades though. Like I'll probably be in high school real early, like 5, because I'd be on. I'll be in high school like 5 because I ain't gonna hold you. I might have to go through that chemistry again because I ain't got. But so like like sophomore year, I'd be back at it. 5-year-old and sophomore year in high school, killing the game. And then I'll probably take off for a minute and probably wouldn't go to college till like I was 18 and I was actually mature. Because I still want to be a kid, and because I will remember how being a kid was, I still want to live that kid life. Like I don't mind going to school because school was the same time for everybody, but the kid stuff, I still want to do the kid stuff.
I miss not paying bills.
And that's another thing. I probably would go, but then halfway for me, it's still being a kid. So like I still won't have any bills to pay. I'll just be a teenager.
Yeah,
I'll be 15 and I'll just be in school, which it'll still work out because it's just the kind of person I was, because I wanted to get married and all this other stuff.
Probably be on drugs.
Probably on drugs. I was out here, with $1 billion at 17. I was tricking. I was buying stuff. I was putting beats in cars. I had
no money, so
I was just.
The dumbest thing I ever said as a kid was, "I can't wait to grow up."
I've never said that.
I was like, "I got to deal with your rules. I can't wait to grow." Paying bills is for the birds.
I probably won't be a thief as much as I used to be.
There you go. Change something about yourself. One positive.
I could afford this when my mom be like, "Boy, you're not eating in my house. I don't have to go to the store and steal. I can just go buy." I just steal hot pockets and honey buns and put in the microwave. How you steal and heat it up? Okay,
at the store.
At the store.
I'm not gonna lie. When it was Wilson Farms, we didn't have no food in our house. It was survival of the fittest. So I would go into Wilson Farms with an empty book bag and come out of Wilson Farms with a full book bag.
true stealing.
But they didn't believe I was stealing because I had because I was in an all girl uniform, like the all girl school uniform. So they're like, "Oh, do you know the Catholic girl, whatever?" She got her book bag is big because she got a bunch of books. No, I stole half the store.
And then I bought something at the store.
And then I did.
Welcome
bought something
to the true criminals here. If you stole and bought something, you are truly a criminal. I used to do it all the time, like consistently. So my senior year, I lived in Niagara Falls, but I went to Seneca in Buffalo.
Right.
But the store Tops opened up at 6 o'clock in the morning. My bus came at like 6:25 or something. I would go to Tops, get the big candy aisle, just gummy worms, gummy bears, just load them up. A little first down coat, throw them in the joint, then go buy a pack of gum. Change for the bus. We good. And
then it was changed.
Listen, bought a 99-cent iced tea, stole at least $40 worth of food.
We don't condone stealing.
We don't. God has just brought us a mighty long way. For us, it really was survival. It wasn't like luxury stealing. It was like, yo, we ain't got no food in this house.
Is that AJ right?
Oh man, they would still be in business if I was 15 with $1 billion because I was buying everything at AJ Right. Listen, so like I'll be doing. I ain't gonna hold you. Back then, 15. Yeah, my thought process was different, but I've always been that forward thinking because I like if I ever had the money. So like if I had $1 billion, I probably definitely would have gave whatever I had to give to the church. That whatever that check was that was up there. Here you go, already there. Like I already would have been there. Sure, we probably would have that. You might already be on the whole block already,
right?
And then my parents' house to be paid off. I would have bought a house, and I just would have took care of family stuff because that's just the kind of person I was at the time.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
And I would have bought me.
Hey, Courtney.
And I would have bought me like at the time I didn't want us. I didn't care about like studio. I was writing just because I like writing. Like I might have wrote a book and just sold the book and not really cared if it made no money because I had money.
I just thank God for grace because I just feel like at the halfway mark with that amount of money, I wouldn't have spent it all.
Or I've been a drug dealer because I would have made out.
Now that's just the situation because
flip for me.
The question would be who knows that I have this money? Because depending on who knows it, I truly believe, Father, I love you, that I would have been the sponsor for a couple bags, a couple bricks, little situations, okay? Just for the advancement of these funds. But
I'd have been at East High buying all the cookies.
East High buying all the cookies.
Stephen Barry's would have never went out of business by $1 billion.
Stephen Barry.
That's a fact.
They would have never went out because I would have bought Stephen Barry's
jacket. And then
the warmest jackets for $5-6.
And then the Letterman jacket thing came back, and it was like, oh well. See,
for those who are just now tuning in, we're just discussing the question of the day. If you have the choice to start over with all the knowledge you have now, would you do that, or would you go to your halfway point with $1 billion? What would you do?
Any way it go, and there's no shot to my wife, but I probably want to be married to her if I had the money, because I would never would have ran into her because I would have been off somewhere else. Because especially at 15 when I was real holy, I was. Oh yeah,
let's not. Okay, because Daniel, you have a solid book. I knew Jesus. Okay, there was a time period before I got to my heathen ways again.
Daniel's real innocent.
I was holy.
But because at freshman and sophomore, junior year in high school, I was Jesus. I was toting the Bible. I was in the suit. I was
on it.
I was quoting the Bible. Okay, like junior, senior. I was God, but
15-year-old day went $1 billion. Be TD Jakes.
I would have done the whole temple. Like, yeah, Lord. No. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. He might be watching. It's this kid right now. He's preaching, and he's a young kid. And I just be like, I said, Lord, he's young, and he's local. We sound so country, and then he sounds so. I see my parents do it like. I don't feel like it's as authentic as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
But he's being highlighted, and it reminded me of my days of just being a young, I love the Lord Jesus, and I'm told him. But then when life hit,
I sing.
I sing like. I don't want to get into that. That's a real mature. That's a real mature conversation that I don't think y'all ready for at 8:57 a.m.
If I had $1 billion,
I would.
You already knew Jesus at $20.
but I was knowingly in sin. Knowing so knowing Jesus, being in sin, and having $1 billion.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd have came back until I went broke.
No doubt, right? And then I probably would have been tricking. I probably would have. The girl I was talking to at the time probably been in Punta Cana all over the world trying to flex and do it all that unsatisfied. Out here just full of word, unsatisfied, just full of destinations with no destiny.
And back then I was simple. Like I would have built like a basketball court, like just random kid stuff that you wanted. Yeah. Basketball court, arcades. I just bought myself a bunch of video games, and I would have been good. And I probably would have just gave the rest of the money to my parents because I don't have nothing else for her. I bought everything I want. So I would have been done. I was like,
20 and sin with $1 billion. I might not have came back.
At least you know.
Because when I went toward when I was in my process of deliverance, I was also trusting God financially. Mm-hmm. So it built
phone chargers or something.
It built my relationship with God more because it was like, I'm trusting you for my deliverance, but I'm also trusting you to come out of where I had all this money.
Yeah.
To trust you to not have that much money.
Yeah. Good morning.
So for me, it's kind of just like what I actually came back because sitting on $1 billion and still being in sin.
True.
I had $1 billion my way to hell.
I don't know, because then you still got that guy in there where it's like, you had $1 billion, you would have had it for a short time, you would have lost it all, and then because you wasn't listening to me. So
I'd have been like, Bishop Brown, you already know. Take this check. You seriously, Jeff? I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Let's just hope God don't crack the sky before I come back. I'll be back. I promise. I'm gonna be back.
I'm just trying to recall my 17. My 17 was wild. My 17 was
Good morning, Kaya.
I just would have bought all the anime I wanted.
No,
in Japan. I would have went to Japan and I would have stayed in Japan and nobody could tell me now because I had $1 billion.
17 was like my second time out into the world. First time I was younger, just doing foul things. No judgment. But at 17, I was 17 and a half. Let's just call that point. The halfway mark. I don't know why. I was drifting away from the Lord. I was like, I knew him. I had word. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily the prophet and those things. Oh, come on, the females. Come on. Life is changing.
I'm fine now. I was fine now. I didn't even know.
Okay. I hear when the college lit. Like, oh my God, who is this? It's me, baby. Okay. Have a baby by me, baby. Be a million. Like,
all right, Nick Cannon.
Literally.
All right, being Nick Cannon right now.
I was skipping class. Okay, listen. Yeah.
Somebody asked a question on Facebook yesterday. What were you doing at the age of 16 on a Friday night? And people was like, oh, I was in church. I was in here. I was like, I was at Rumors in Canada. I was at the club. Y'all better be in church at 16 loving on Jesus. I was in a club that you're supposed to be 18 in. And I was clean 16 getting into an 18 and over club.
No, we go to Canada all the time.
I was in Canada. Partying it up.
I was at church. No, Friday, 16 Friday. I was getting out of school.
16 Friday. Listen, 14, 15. Yeah, 16 Friday.
I was at home.
If
I wasn't at baseball practice,
still together.
I was at the club or I was at Blockbuster. If I didn't feel like going to the club, we're gonna go to Blockbuster and get some movies and get drunk at home.
I think 16.
Life was real different at 16. I was in
16,
church.
I think it was 16 because that's what I think I stopped smoking weed. 16 to 17. And I was just like, it was like New Year's Eve. The room was just cloud full of something. I'm done. I'm over this. This is it for me. I'm in the hotel room in the corner. This is it for me. I'm done.
Now, I just had a realization that if I had money, I felt like because my confidence was low. But if I would have had $1 billion, I would have had different confidence. A lot of stuff is probably I would have made. If I had $1 billion at 15, I probably would have made some bad decisions just based off the confidence I would have had. Not even.
I would have invented the whole Soul Train Award
Not even because
from 1970. It probably been on cocaine and crack.
I just would have just. I could just see.
Do
myself
you think
just
we
doing
all
wrong.
would have been friends?
Yeah, we was already friends when I was 15. We was already doing stuff together when I was 15.
Me and you, yeah.
Yeah. 6
At 20? Because I met y'all in 2010. I met you officially in 2009.
Yeah, because I graduated in 2006. So
I don't know if our paths would have crossed.
No, because if I had money when I was 17, I know the Lord. Listen, let me tell you. Number one, I already had a vision, a dream, an idea.
He was building the church.
I wasn't. I was building the church up until I became a junior. Then I was like, you know what? I'm a little fat. I'm gonna go to the army, get in shape, be a stripper, then meet the Lord. And
why be a stripper in between that though? I just want to know.
Because don't judge me.
I
don't know about it. I was
gonna be a Chippendale.
I was already a decent dancer, basically. My baseline dance was just great. Okay. And long story short, I used to pick him up and put him down. And I'm not listening talking about my legs. Okay. So we used to do these things. So I just put that, you know what, God, I know you calling me. I know I've been called to preach the gospel, but right now I'm in my whoop. There it is phase, okay, and so that was really the thing. So I went to take my test. I only failed my ASVAB test because I was tired. Mm-hmm. Probably from the night. Don't judge me. I was tired, so I just put C for everything. Just
even trying.
Oh, for listening, you just C for every C, and then that was a dub. But
it was funny if you would have passed.
No, right? That would have been terrible.
Just barely got there. Like,
that's funny.
So y'all,
I don't know if we would. I don't know if me and you would have been friends. Because at 20, like I said, 20 I was reckless, but I was also planning on doing burlesque. So I don't really feel like you would have.
If you was burlesque,
he was stripping. You know what I'm like, just running the same
just
circle.
Something about your spirit just seemed kindred.
Still in the same circle.
Listen, let's go down this morning. The question of the day is: would you go back to the beginning, knowing everything, or would you go to a halfway point with $1 billion? Give us some of your feedback and your comments. We'll be back with some church mess right here on Friday 716. Your boy Big Frank. You're locked into Big Frank in the morning. We'll be right back.
You're locked into the vault with Dante Mound on Fire 716 Radio. Let's go.
This is engaging the youth. No longer is it okay for us to make decisions as to what we feel they should do. We already lived our youth. You know what I mean? So it's time for us to, God gave us 2 of these and 1 of these for a reason. We need to listen and watch more than we do a lot of talking. So
you can't, everything is changing, you know what I mean? From everything outside to how we feel and everything, because it's 2 different worlds we live in, 2 different generations. So like, I definitely get where like it's hard to communicate and hard to come to an agreement on one particular thing, because you see it from your eyes,
right,
from your perspective, but I might see it from another perspective. So
Looking for a heavy-duty workhorse that can handle any task? Look no further than the 2004 Chevy C4500 diesel flatbed truck. With its robust 6.6-liter diesel engine, this truck delivers the strength and reliability you need to tackle the toughest job. Don't miss out on an incredible opportunity. Call Ken at 716-310-0100. Call now to learn more and drive away in the ultimate work companion 2004 Chevy C4500 diesel flatbed truck.
Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry said about us. But what does it say about them? That they'll do anything to recruit new smokers. Like using menthol flavors to make products smoother and better tasting, so they're easier to start and harder to quit. In other words, menthol is not just a flavor. It's a way for big tobacco to attract and addict us. And there's nothing just about it. Take action at notjustmenthol.org.
Fire 716, y'all. We back. Kaya said, money without knowledge probably wouldn't be a generational wealth, but a different lifestyle for sure. She's answering the question of the day. I dig it. I dig it.
I just know I would have had a different. I know I would have had a different kind of confidence. I would have been And then when it worse, I did have confidence. I still didn't really care about females, but I did like girls. So like, even though your opinion, calling me whatever all the names you called me will hurt my feelings, but if I had all this money, I wouldn't care, and I would probably like been slapping people with like. And then that's when I was listening to the Dipset still. So that's back when Cam was slapping people with $1,000. So I probably would have been walking around with $1,000. So every time some girl said something crazy to me, just slap her with it. I know. I'm just saying the random stuff I would have been doing. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I probably would have been doing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just, yeah.
Oh, damn, you're so black. Smack.
No, about. I think that. I know what that was crazy. I'm gonna let that go.
They give him $100.
$100. I think that financially, I wasn't equipped to handle certain things, so I didn't do certain things, and with that, I would be able to do certain stuff. However, with this stuff, I shouldn't have been doing. But let's get into this church mess before I would have became the church mess. That's what I would have. I would have been the church mess with $1 billion of mess. Just this preacher is just wild, but they don't care because he got money. So when he comes, he gonna give. So for church mess, we have.
We got a couple.
Yeah.
So. The one church mess, we are a theatrical people.
Yes.
But we have to stop doing a lot when people sing. Okay, so the one video, this young boy is killing it. He's singing his little soul out, and this church mother runs up, jumps near the choir stand where he's at and tries to attack him, go, sing, baby! But she's like legit. He stopped singing and ran, like, because he saw her coming. She literally jumped over, like the deacons had to grab her in the video and like hold her down because she was attacking the little boy because he was singing real good. Why?
I understand the charismatic and those things, but child, something
gotta give.
No, like not only it has to give, it's too much.
Why are you attacking the little boy?
Not the baby.
He was just singing his little heart out, but he was smart enough to run. Like he saw her coming.
He was like, oh hey,
that's smacking folks. That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
The second church mess. This is why you got to know your word. That's all I'm saying.
As O ye gates, lifted up the King of doors, and the everlasting God shall walk in. Who is the King of God? Who is the glory of God? In him is no failure. Good God Almighty, I feel it today. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Do not miss your moment.
That was a lot.
What?
A lot happened in there. Like a whole lot. Like
somebody tagged it when you ordered your pastor from Temu.
Ooh, don't talk about Temu like that.
It's 5 different scriptures.
He slid all over them joints.
And it was supposed to be like the King of Glory should come in. Who is the King of Glory? The Lord God, strong and mighty. The Lord God. That was not this.
No, it was not. He went all.
And then I forgot he was praying.
But it was the don't miss your moment.
At
the end for me. And what is it summed up? Don't miss your moment.
Don't miss your moment. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
Yeah, you definitely had me confused.
Like those are the moments where I'd be like, I'm going to the bathroom. Let me know when he does.
And now I'm feeling it. That's not it. That's
good God Almighty. No,
not at all.
No. The last church mess is this is why I wish we could have pulled this one up. The guy is praying for the woman. So he is adequately praying, but then he starts slapping her sides, slapping her behind.
Let me add a little bit more character to this.
Yeah.
So the one who's being prayed for, she's a BBW.
Yes.
Built, usually thick, but the man, is slapping her the side of her thigh and coming around her back. What are you doing? And he's praying, what, the spirit of prostitution fall off? Or he says something like crazy. That. If you don't get your hands off this woman, but she's shaking and convulsing, so she's receiving whatever's happening.
Whatever's happening over there.
But come on, there's
people are suing too much in church for you to be doing stuff that's reckless. Like people will sue you if you don't adequately shovel and they slip and fall. Like And mind you, they in 6-inch heels and they ain't supposed to be wearing them, but they'll sue you. Don't give the church any more open doors to be sued. Because he just, at one point, I'm like, okay, maybe there's a circulation thing. Like, I'm trying to be medical. Like, maybe it's a circulation thing. He's hitting the sides of her legs. Lord, we gonna like open up the leg, the veins in her leg. But then the smack, and it was like the scoop and smack. Pow, pow, pow.
Right, and he like kept going.
He
Like,
was
it was like,
Father
God, in the name of Jesus, do the Lord God. He was like, what are you doing? And the people that's watching, like, nobody is just.
Look, is he pastor?
Because it's the background. Yes, Lord. Yeah, God. No.
Everybody else's eyes is closed. That's why they don't see what he's doing. Their eyes is closed.
Obviously, somebody's eyes ain't closed because they recorded.
There is altar etiquette. And this church didn't have it.
No.
This pastor. Then I think this last video I talked about before. The man had a lady take off her wig.
Yeah,
like,
that was hilarious.
Not take it off. He took it off
he
for her.
snatched her wig off because she said no, it's glued on, and he was like, okay, I just want to put some oil. Then he picked it up and took it off. As much as these people pay for these wigs,
too much.
I'm sorry,
it's not good on no more.
It's not. If I was wearing a lace front and I knew the work that it takes to put this lace front on and how much it costs, you snatch off my wig, I'm punching you in the nuts. Bow, right in there. And then you're gonna drop this $350 to get this put back on.
Your lace front not gonna just get pulled off so easily. Like he took that joint off like
off, like off,
like the tornado took Dorothy. That's how easy.
Because she could have been due for like a resecure. That's why she was like, no, like we're not taking it off. And he took the joint clean off.
He said,
then he was like, although he wasn't embarrassed, leave me alone.
That's what he said.
I seen somebody wig slide back one time. I was laying hands. I just put it back forward because I'm not gonna have you embarrassed out here in the presence of the Lord. And it was somebody who I love dearly. I'm not gonna put him under like that. So I was like, "Ooh, it's slipping." Let me pull that back. Let me pull this back up. So I was praying, and it was the slide. To my finger, I was just like, Jesus.
I'm not mature enough for stuff like that. Like a wig coming off in front of me, I'm not mature enough for it. I'm gonna laugh.
Listen, I had a mother at my one of my previous churches. She walked, her pants fell down, her skirt came all the way down to her ankles. And she was right in the middle of the pulpit. Yes, in refuge. Right there in the middle. And she was praising the Lord. And it was just like, whoosh.
See, that's when you need to have the good mothers with the blankets.
The blankets ready. They got her.
If she had no slip on, she'd have been all right.
She did okay, but I was like, "Ooh, mother, come on now, not house of God, okay? Can't be slipping in front of the people of God."
She said, "Frank, what?" See, like, but this is why people be like, "Why do preachers wear robes?" I would be a robe preacher just because I know I'm losing weight, and some of my clothes ain't as tight as they used to. And if I got to roll around with you, you'll never know if anything transitions. I'm in this robe.
I'm wearing a robe because my wife is in the crowd and she's looking at me kind of funny. And God is doing the work. Leave me alone. Don't look at me like that. God is working with. And Jesus. No, valid. But no, for sure. I'm matter of fact, one of the mothers will be giving me a robe, allegedly. So.
Because I was like, I would be a robe preacher.
Oh, Robin White said you remember that history at the church.
Oh,
valid.
Like, because people be going hard. Like, we have some hard goers at our church.
No, for sure.
And I'm like, this is a robe church. Like, why are you trying to be formal? No, because if I got to roll with you, I need to be covered. And sometimes people don't grab them sheets quick enough.
No, for you. You start running. Now we running together.
Listen, we got some hard goers.
Yeah, I used to be a runner. I stopped running after I hit that lady one time.
The one that you caught?
Yep. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna calm these knees down before you lower it. I used to calm the knees down. Man, and Refuge was a good run. Like that was good momentum around the room.
You had space.
No.
And I thought about running around the church once. And I just was like, nah, I'm in the choir stand.
I'm not about to
walk out the choir stand, try to slide by people in the choir stand all nice and gently. And then right when I get down, run, people going looking at me like, that wasn't Jesus.
That's what Jesus. I was giving God the true praise. Listen, y'all, it's going down this morning. When we get back, You're going to get some hot topics. It's going down. Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. Listen, if you have not, make sure you get your tickets for the fashion show, which is taking place on August 12th. $15 in advance, $20 at the door. Tap into that. Also, we have the R&B brunch. More information about that coming up on Fire 716, Big Frank in the morning. Let's go.
Are you ready to take a trip back into time and immerse yourself in the smoothest sounds of the 90s? Well, mark your calendars for August 19th because we got something special planned just for you. Introducing the ultimate 90s R&B sing-along brunch happening at 3019 Niagara Street in Niagara Falls, New York. From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., prepare to indulge in the best of R&B while feasting on the delicious spread. We have our live DJ spinning the hottest jams. This is a brunch experience you don't want to miss. Treat your taste buds to the full brunch menu featuring mouth-watering dishes. And of course, what is brunch without a little bit of bubbly? We've got you covered with our special mimosa package. For just $25, you'll receive a ticket to the event and one mimosa to get your groove on. But if you are in the mood to keep the celebrations flowing, go for our 40-ticket option and enjoy bottomless mimosas throughout the entire event. Secure your spot today by purchasing your ticket at R&B Sing-Along Brunch at eventbrite.com. But hurry, seats are limited and this event is selling fast.
But Fire 7.
Everybody, this is DMP Speaks coming at you. And it's not enough to just dream about your ideas, right? You've got to take action to bring about their creation. Time is passing us by, and that time that we have, and we think we have so much time, we don't have the time like we thought we did 20, 30 years ago. We literally, when we get an idea, we got to make sure this is something that we're supposed to do as a part of our purpose, as a part of our life's work. And we got to be dream creators.
TQ, I Am. The Queen I Am with Felicia Gaddis. Her story, her experience, her wisdom. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. at Fire 716 Radio. TQ I Am inspires, uplift, and transform. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yep.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You're locked in the Big Frank in the morning. Jay Cherie.
In the building.
Kevin, no. Daniel, that provider. Those who are in the room are in the room. Hope y'all feel good this morning. Get ready to get into a few hot topics.
Yes. So this girl's name is Christy. Woman survives being stabbed by her boyfriend 33 times.
Yeah.
The story is crazy. Because the background story is like
love.
He was
that sounds dumb.
You are aggravating. So the background story to this abusive relationship was that he had her I guess he hit her, whatever. She was laying on the ground and he had all these knives out and was like, "Are you sure you gonna leave me? Like, you legit gonna leave me?" And she was like, "I can't do this relationship no more." And he picked up a knife and started stabbing her. And then realized that her cousin was in the other room. And he was like, "Oh my God, he's going to snitch on me." Left the room, killed the cousin, and came back and proceeded to keep stabbing her. And somehow she still survived after 33 stabs.
They say, based on what I've watched on television, Frank, shut up. I'm about to say something so crazy. I'm about to say, is it considered flooding? But no, it's not. No, it's not.
Correct.
But they call it. This is like when it's a passion, it kind of kill. Like it's just this is passion.
Yeah,
crime of passion.
Crime of passion. So it's like, dag, and you
this
know,
was premeditated.
Brother.
The fact that you got knives laid out, like, which one I'm gonna stab her with? Like,
she must have said, "We need to talk." You already knew. Probably cheated. But you know, her survival is amazing though.
Did you do this one?
That was Jesus right
there. The human dog.
No.
So In other dumb news, this man spends $20,000 forming a bodysuit that looks exactly like a dog, so he can live the life of a dog. And he took his first walk a couple of days ago.
Not. See, this is what. See, this is what happened. You know, when y'all, when you let
people get to the halfway point and get $1 billion.
Yeah,
that. But when you let people, when you give people not the freedom, because you got the freedom to do whatever you want, but when you let people feel that they can just do anything and there's no judgment anywhere, because you know
it was like, oh, he's taking his first walk, and he was legit in his dog outfit, having somebody walk him. He spent $20,000 to make this dog outfit. Duh.
Was it a huge dog?
Yeah. Vegan food influencer Zana the artist dies of starvation after switching to a tropical fruit diet.
As my guy Daniel has said, moderation. Too much of anything.
Kill you.
Literally. You would assume because it's tropical fruit, but you're missing other nutrients. You're missing
regular fruit.
You're missing some stuff,
Apples.
man. You know, where's your beans at? Where's your
protein?
Right, where's your protein?
Where's your protein?
Like,
you're not eating no peanut butter.
And it's unfortunate because like people go real hard for like this is why you need to be vegan. This is why you need to be vegan. Being vegan, you have to be wise while being vegan. You can't just.
Was she even being vegan? She was eating fruit only. Like that's not vegan. That's fruit.
Well, she started off as a vegan and like just promoting vegan
Veganism.
fruits, and then she just kind of went to
tropical fruit.
Tropical fruit, which cleans you out.
Right, I was gonna say
in itself.
She died on the toilet.
She died. Bye. Yeah.
Wow.
Ain't nothing like a good yellow dragon to take you out.
It took it.
Legit. I do want to try the yellow dragon fruit.
I'm not even gonna hold you. On toilet for a while. If you ever want to like clean yourself out without just drinking like a bunch of water.
I DJ. I might try it on Sunday after church.
I really want to try the yellow dragon fruit. Like, and it's not because I want to see like to be like, oh no, it didn't work. I really just want to see the effects. Like, how much cleaning is it cleaning?
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
Instead of having to take pills or anything like that people sometimes take for those kinds of things, you just eat some fruit.
Get some yellow dragon fruit and let life betray you. Costco employee was called into the office for being out of dress code, but actually because she is shapy, they said she needs to be in bigger clothes.
Now, they on the internet, they are saying that this may not necessarily be true, that she is looking for a clout so she can get out of Costco's. Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't see nobody telling her that because she was perfectly in uniform. You know what I mean? She just is a thick girl.
Right.
And unless it's a woman that is like, I can't find an excuse for it for some fact that she was not out of uniform. She was wearing a uniform. And then no disrespect to her, but she was a regular thick girl. This is how thick girls. This is how thick girls. If you like, yo, man, I seen a thick girl, right? That would pop up in my mind. This is what I seen. What you seen today? You know what I mean? So I don't see what the issue was, and I'm pretty sure this is not her first time wearing clothes like this because she has to wear them every time she has to
it's valid. Every time you go to work, they're probably cheating with each other, and she couldn't handle it, and I want to break up. Probably. Now I can't look at you. Now it's a disturbance.
The only reason why I could somewhat believe it, just because when I worked at Target, in New York City, the girls who were shapy, they were like, I need you to get bigger t-shirts. Like there was like the point is to bring customer service and to not, they said something stupid like not distract the customers, and I've made a joke and was like, if you find any of the employees on the floor, You a good one. Because they in downstairs in the back room anyway, hiding from y'all. But like they told like the girls who had bigger butts or like, you know, if you're top heavy in your shirt, your button just wasn't buttoning because you top heavy. They like, could you get a bigger shirt? Just not to draw attention to yourself. So
but baby, when you
it's
valid.
nothing to be like if that's why I say I don't think it is that big of a deal. Because even in that sense, if he or she or they, you never know what date people is on. So if the person, you know, they walk up to her and be like, hey, you know, no offense or whatever, you know, but like, you know, could you wear like, you know, a bigger shirt because, you know, you shapy and that's fine. But, you know, it's kind of distracting to people walking around. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. And then now you're on the internet telling everybody that, oh my God.
Yeah. And I feel like, you have to respect, like everybody's not built like a box. Everybody's not built like everybody
don't look like SpongeBob.
Right. And people are shapely and they have curves. Therefore, they're going to address themselves and be beautiful and be amazing and represent Target as it wants to be. You can't be half bougie and dusty. You can't be on Walmart presentation on a Target. Get out of here.
She's probably not even thinking about that. She just got dressed.
She just I just put these on and fit. But it's giving me Lizzo vibes. I don't know if you guys heard.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get
Talk
to.
to him about it, sis.
Lizzo. So the pages of indictments is long as heck, but they're saying that Lizzo is not just Lizzo. Is Lizzo the dance person in the management company? Mm-hmm. So it's a bunch of people. It's 3 people that's listed, but the charges range from going to a bar in Amsterdam and not like asking her dancers to touch one of the burlesque dancers' breasts to, you know, making jokes about putting a banana in your mouth to one of the charges was false imprisonment because they said false imprisonment because they said that Lizzo cornered them about like she locked her in a room and was like making her try to sign a cease and desist on something, and she wouldn't let her out. So it's false imprisonment, abuse because they just came off tour, and she said she did not like the performances of the dancers, so she wanted all of her dancers to re-audition. So they said it was abuse for that. Her pointing one of her dancers out because she was a virgin. And like using her as an example. It's so much stuff in this indictment.
Yeah. Allegedly, she made them walk to Manhattan to get cheesecake or something. So it was
Juniors.
Yeah. I think that what's that movie with Queen Latifah? I can't think of it. I felt already.
Which one?
I don't know. They're like a music, but she's like not Ma, because Ma is another movie with
Octavia Spencer.
Different lady.
Nope.
And Ma? Isn't that Octavia?
Not Ma, but it's a lady named, they called Ma, but it was like a blues.
Oh, Ma Rainey.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. There you go. I don't know why I got so loud like that. But there's another movie where Queen Latifah plays like the top madame.
Okay.
Kind of. That's the kind of vibes I get from Lizzo. It's like, yeah, I'm down to support you. Come on, Black Queens, let's do this. But now
I'm running your life.
No, valid. Like you can be big, but not that big. You can be that, but you can't outshine me. I don't know. I'm just giving. And Lizzo replied back and said, you know, I do have standards. I do have qualities. I do have these things. I'm open about my sexuality. I am these things. But the narrative that they're painting isn't
true. And then
true.
she wrote a song about it. She wrote a song about the cease and desist, and she was like, "I don't need you." Like it's for me. For being a business, and I'm not corrupt. I'm not saying her behavior is appropriate. When you are a hypersexualized artist, cease and desists are very necessary because you don't want the world to know. If you're hypersexual, you may not want the world to know how hypersexual you are. Yeah. Lizzo is very hypersexual. And so they was like, she made a sign to cease and desist. If I was as hypersexual as Lizzo, I would definitely have you sign one. You sign an NDA, you sign in all of them. Just because I don't want how hypersexual I am, especially because she was taking her dancers out into an environment where it's in Amsterdam. Y'all know what they do in Amsterdam. It's known for doing what they're gonna do. So I wouldn't want everybody to know what I'm doing. So yeah, I would have you sign an NDA or a cease and desist because I don't want everybody to know where I'm taking you. If I'm taking you to a place where they walking around with their breasts out and their penis is out, why would I want you to put that on the internet?
And then my question is also, how often did you guys go and did anybody complain or like did you communicate that, hey, I know this is what you do, I'm not really down for this, or did we run with the clout of it's Lizzo and we're going out here? And
because the one dancer said she did complain because she told Lizzo I didn't want to touch the girl's breast and she made me touch her anyway, and I didn't want to risk losing my job, so I just touched the girl's breast. And I was like,
yeah.
So you touched the girl's breasts just to keep your job, and then you mad that you had to re-audition for your job after you touched the girl's breast. So either way, your job was on the line anyway.
Right. If you got to stand, you got to stand there. And I think that when you come down to performing and being a part of and this is even in church.
I don't know. See, I'm different about it because I know that dancing and all that's really a stringent thing. That you know, it's way more. It's 10 times easier to be replaced because it's always other people dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And other people dance, other people that look like you dance. You know what I mean? And things in how arts is, you know what I mean, already, especially dancing, because dancing, you don't have a face. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, unless you was like on the shows or whatever, you don't have a dance.
3 of her dancers was on Watch Out for the Big Girl.
You know, you don't have a face. You know what I mean? Like they don't know, nobody know you as a dancer. You know, you dance for Lizzo. That you can put things like that on your resume, but I don't know you as a dancer. You wasn't on, you know, this show or this show or this show or this show as yourself dancing to promote your dancing. So I don't know about you dancing. You know what I'm saying? So like, I totally understand the whole, you know, you going with the flow because you want to keep your job because finding dancing jobs is really hard. I do also agree though, you know, if you got a standard, you got to uphold it, you know, but it is Lizzo's fault because, you know, Lizzo, if you're going to be all this extra stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Take care of your people.
But I don't, if it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. The only thing I don't like about this particular situation is just because the re-auditioning and the whole dancer re-auditioning thing was an issue because she was like, you know, I have a certain preference or I want you to look a certain way. But Beyonce does the same thing. Like, you can't have a shapier body than her. You can't look like, I know 3 people, because when I lived in New York, I know 3 people who auditioned for Beyonce to be a backup dancer. And the one girl, they literally told her, you can't have a better shape than her. So she didn't get it just because of her shape. So why is it okay for Beyonce, but it's not okay for Lizzo?
Well,
so that's my problem with it. Like,
man, y'all know what this is. At rehearsal, I did a terrible job. I don't like it. But we audition. We got to cut some people out. And to do that, we about to watch all y'all do this performance and see who's who. So that's just part of the game.
Because she was like, shit, after we came off tour, you had us audition, and it was a 12-hour auditioning process.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, but
that's a lot.
How many dancers though?
That's a lot.
All of them.
Right, but how many is all? Like,
I think she got like what, 8, 9 dancers?
8, 9 dancers. And how many are you going through? Are we going through every set? How often? How many are you doing? 2x2, 3x3, 4x4? Who knows?
Well, we dance. You dance together. So like, at first they see if you can dance in general, and then you see how you dancing in a group of people that like, you already know was dancing with you.
Did I
you know what I'm saying? Or the people that make up your choreo, you dance with them as a group, and then from there it's like, oh, if you make it or not. I feel like 12 hours is a long time. That's way too long for an audition. Even if it for 8 people, that's a long time. 8 people that you know dance, and you already have been dancing with you. Even if you was doing it to be a jerk, like that's a long time.
Yeah,
my opinion.
Valid.
My dancing opinion.
So we'll see how this comes.
I'm in church for 6 hours, so I'll be like,
I get it. Yeah, but you in church,
Terry, no,
you in church working. So we'll see how it goes, because like I said, the indictment alone is like 20-something pages long. It's ridiculous. And it's like I said, all of them aren't just to Lizzo. Some of them are the production company, some of the people that she has in charge. So it's not just her listed. It's 2 other people listed as well.
Wow. Listen, y'all, it's going down this morning. Hot topics. When we get back, we got a quick. Oh, you got something?
Only one thing, but it's not really hot topic. It's more like news.
Drop it.
Okay, so because I be listening to NPR. So supposedly, Congress is working on a bill that restricts people as when it comes to sports that you have to play with the sport in which you were born in. And a lot of people are fighting against it. One of the stories was about a lady and her partner, and they was leaving because her daughter was playing soccer, but in the state they had already put it out that it's not that you have to be like that to play the sport, and they was moving to another state because of it. And I thought that brought up a good point of like, I don't know, why do y'all want y'all 10-year-old kids that when they turn 13, 14, they're going to be stronger, bigger than all these girls, and you want them to excel in this sport that I was like, how I see it is that you don't expect them to excel in it with other dudes, and that's why you pushing it like that. And I just think that is wrong for the kids in general, in my opinion. I understand that everybody like, oh, but if they feel like they this and then they this and whatever. I was like, bro, your kid is 10 years old. They don't know if they transgender. That's not a thing. So, but that's a personal thing. I don't want nobody to judge nobody. The radio does not stand behind.
I mean, it's the truth because they're trying to do that with the National Panhellenic too. That they're trying to sue the Divine Nine because they said that you have to be a natural born woman to be in a sorority, or you have to be a natural born man to be in a fraternity. And they said that that's discrimination.
Oh, bye. Let's get final thoughts. Get out of here because we got my homegirl coming up for Fatima Fridays. She'll be here. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party.
It's a party.
Let's give them a quick final thought before we tap out of here. What you got for the people?
Be you and stop trying to make foolishness. Just embrace who you are and live in that.
Obedience is a daily journey. It's a minute by minute journey, a second by second journey. Right now, I'm surprisingly for me, I'm struggling with it. So, but I'm gonna take it minute by minute, moment by moment. Hopefully, I don't get hungry later because, man, I want a hoagie.
My Lord, if I had anything to say to you, I'll say it just like this: operating your purpose, moving it. Everything works together for the good. It's gonna be okay. But you have to, something that my pastor said yesterday, you got to make sound. You got to make some noise. The days of being passive is over. Be aggressive. Be what God called you to be. Be it now.
Aggressive.
I'll let y'all. It's World Big Parent coming up. The team of Fridays, you know what it is.
It's a party. It's a party. It's a party.